What happened to the teacher everyone loved? Everyone knew that Mr. Blevins was the best teacher at our school. This guy would sit on his desk instead of behind it and actually talk to us instead of at us. "Call me Ray," he told us on the first day, laughing at how stupid formal titles were. While other English teachers made us read dusty poems from the 1800s, Ray had us rewrite the ending of Romeo and Juliet as a TikTok drama where they lived and went to therapy. We analyzed Taylor Swift lyrics for metaphors and wrote Yelp reviews for places in novels we read. There was this one time in sophomore year when he caught me sleeping in his class because I had been up all night helping my mom with my baby brother. Instead of writing me up like any other teacher would have done, he let me sleep and told me we would catch up later. That was just how he was with everyone. When kids were struggling with stuff at home, he would move deadlines without making a big deal about it. He stayed after school until 6 every single night running a homework club that was really just kids hanging out while he helped with assignments and life problems. "Yo, Ray, this essay is trash, help me fix it," we would say, and he would drop whatever he was doing to sit with us. He let us eat lunch in his room and played music while we worked on essays. Kids would literally skip other classes but never miss Mr. Blevins because he made us feel like actual humans instead of test scores. The guy even showed up to every football game, every talent show, and every stupid fundraiser we had, sitting there in the bleachers cheering louder than some of our parents. When Monday morning rolled around after a long weekend, something was wrong with Mr. Blevins. He walked in looking like he had died and come back as an accountant. He wrote Mr. Blevins in huge letters on the board and announced that anyone calling him Ray would be given detention. We all thought he was joking at first, but then Tyrone called out, "Yo, Ray, you good?" like he always did, and Mr. Blevins wrote him up without even looking at him. The entire class went silent. He assigned us to read chapters 12 through 15 silently and complete the questions at the end, something he had literally made fun of other teachers for doing just last month. When lunch came around and kids tried to eat in his room like always, he stood at the door turning everyone away. "Cafeteria or outside only," he said, not even making eye contact with students he had been joking with for years. One girl started crying because his classroom was the only place she felt safe during lunch, and he just closed the door in her face. The transformation continued over the next 3 weeks. Kids started having literal panic attacks because English with Ray was the only good part of their day. Parents flooded the principal's office demanding to know if he'd had a stroke or if he had been replaced by an evil twin. Then this girl, Rebecca, suddenly stopped coming to school, even though graduation was only 2 months away. Nobody thought much about it until her best friend Crystal broke down crying in the bathroom. Crystal said Rebecca had been completely obsessed with Mr. Blevins since September. She had been stalking him and had taken over 2,000 pictures of him, including ones in his apartment and at the gym. Rebecca had been recording every single class on her phone hidden in her backpack since the beginning of the year. She taught herself how to edit audio by watching YouTube tutorials and spent months cutting up the recordings. She would take pieces of different sentences and glue them together to make new ones. She made a recording where Mr. Blevins said, "Your body is perfect, Rebecca," by stealing words from 20 different lessons. Another one sounded like him saying, "Stay after class so we can be alone," using bits from different days. She had 47 fake recordings that sounded completely real because it was actually his voice. The Friday before that long weekend, she waited by his car and played her favorite, which was a 5-minute recording where he described wanting to marry her after graduation. She told him, "You are going to give me an A in private tutoring at your apartment, or I will send these recordings to the police and say you have been grooming me all year." Mr. Blevins knew that even if he could prove the recordings were edited, his life was finished the second anyone heard them. He knew nobody would believe the male teacher over the teenage girl with a 4.0 GPA. He would be fired, arrested, and probably stabbed in jail before any investigation even happened. He became the coldest, most distant teacher possible because that was better than becoming a registered SX offender for something that had never happened.